I wanted to spend a few minutes on this Thursday of this week that's been a lot already, and I wanted to share a thought with the kids in our congregation, the kids that are listening to this with their parents. There has been a lot of big conversations that might have been happening in your house this week. There's been a lot of big things on the news, and sometimes when grown-ups have conversations and they think that you're playing, or they think that you are not even in the room, they don't know you're in the next room, they don't know that you can hear them, and they don't want to worry you with these big conversations, so they might not say anything to you about the conversation or the things that are going on or the things they're worried about, but they talk to other grown-ups about it. And they're not doing it to leave you out, but they're doing it because it's a lot, and they don't really know that you hear them, and they don't really think that you need to talk about those things. And so sometimes you hear stuff either on the news or in conversations when maybe you're in the next room, or you're outside and you hear conversations. It can feel like you're not supposed to ask about those conversations because they didn't talk to you about it, the grown-ups, because they didn't know that you were listening or that you wanted to talk about it. But I want you to know that if you hear things on the news, or if you hear things in conversation with grown-ups, maybe not in the middle of a whole group of people, but it's okay to go up and say, Mom or Dad or Grandma, I heard some people talking about so-and-so, and I have some questions about it, or I have some big feelings about it. Because if you keep your feelings inside, it gets harder to deal with them, and they feel bigger when they're inside. So I want you to know, if you hear grown-ups talking about stuff that they've seen in the news or stuff that they're worried about, it's okay to ask them about it. If you hear it and you have big feelings about it, or you have questions about it. And it's also okay, and it's one of the coolest things that my kids even do. Sometimes, even if I haven't said anything, they can just tell that I'm having a bad day or that I'm worried about something. And sometimes they just come up and say, stop what you're doing. You need a hug right now. And they're always right. I always need a hug when they think that. So if you see one of your grown-ups and it looks like they need a hug, you could go up and ask them, do you need a hug right now? And I bet they'll say yes, and it'll make both of you feel better. And always know that you can ask me or talk to me about anything that you want to. And know that you can talk to your mom or your dad about those things too. I love you and I miss you, and I am hoping that soon we will be able to see each other more often. I know that we will be able to see each other more often, and I hope it's really soon. There's a song called For Everyone Born that's in our hymnal, and it is one of my favorite songs that we used to sing together in the ukulele choir, and maybe we'll sing it together again when we can gather again to make music together. And I'm just going to sing a few of the verses, but listen for the words. My favorite line in the whole song is, it says, the hands of a child in hands that are wrinkled, for young and for old, the right to belong. And I want you to remember that in this big family of God that we're a part of, you belong. If you're 7, or if you're 2, or if you're 98, anything in between, above or below, you belong in this family of God, and I'm really glad you're here. Will you pray with me? Creative and loving God, thank you that you are with us on the hard days and that you are with us on the sunny, breezy spring days that are filled with laughter. Help us remember we can bring everything that we're feeling to you. And help us remember that we can share those big feelings and questions with other members of your family. The ones that are close to us, the ones that we might not talk to often, but we feel safe sharing our feelings and our questions with. Give us the courage to share those questions and feelings with you and with each other. I love you, God. Thanks for loving me, and thanks for helping me to be part of this beautiful family of God. Amen. I hope you have a beautiful Thursday.